Okie dokie. Hello, hello. So I am trying my first video ever doing this system and everything. So we will see how it goes. So the very first thing that we're going to do is talk about this next section, which is the decision matrix. So first of all, just everything I do is just for educational purposes. Big, huge disclaimer there. And then also, if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to send me a comment. Or if you want me to review your own thing, definitely please send me and fill out that form. I only respond to people who fill out the form, just because then I actually have all the information that I need in order to do a full evaluation of wherever you're shopping. Anyway, happy shopping. So I got one request the other day, and it's for Edmonton. I mean, everybody loves Edmonton these days. So the request was they have $80,000 for their down payment, and they want to stay around the 3,600 monthly range. They have 2 cars and they have a young child. They're planning for another, so they're going to be a 4-person family, and they have a dog. So the question is, what should they buy? Where should they buy? All that kind of stuff. But first of all, first things first, let's set up the matrix so that it's working for them. So again, if you submit that form, you will get this spreadsheet and everything will be exactly how I presented it to you. And then you can just build from there. But anyway, if you hear my cat, that's because he's a Siamese and he's screaming. So we love that for us. So first of all, we're going to set this up together. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see it. Oh my gosh. He is actually not in pain. He's just a wild animal. Alrighty, so I'm just going to scroll down here and I'm going to show you something. So affordable down payment plus closing costs. Okay, number one, never buy a house you can't afford. So this is always going to be our most highest weighted decision, okay? You won't have to do any kind of like math or anything in this sheet. It is going to do it all for you. But that's why that's at 25%. Affordable monthly payment, of course, that's also just as important. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. So these are the two that are the highest. Okay, affordable monthly renovation budget. Okay, so let me just fix these numbers here. So they said that they had $3,600 a month to spend. They have a total down payment of $80,000. They didn't say anything about renovation budget, so I'm going to actually put 0 because I don't know. I don't know what their budget is, and I don't want to squeeze them, right? So mortgage rate, I put it at 4%. They didn't say that they had any kind of mortgage rate approved or anything. So I'm just keeping it at 4%. And insurance, that's just something that is in there that kind of gives you a ballpark of the insurance that you're going to have to pay for your house insurance, not your mortgage insurance. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, so affordable monthly payment, affordable monthly renovation budget, 9%. Again, there should be no renovations, right? Because they don't have a budget for that. Excuse me, stress test for mortgage rate increase. So that is in 5 years or whenever their term is over. If it increases, will they still be able to afford it, considering what their new payment's going to be, what the new property taxes are likely going to be, and are they still under that monthly payment? Okay, down here, fenced backyard. Okay, so they said they had a dog. So I actually think that that's actually pretty important for them. So I'm going to keep it at 5%, and we'll just see kind of how this kind of goes. So 5%, parking situation, 2-car garage. They do say that they have 2 cars. I'm guessing that that's pretty important too. So we'll keep it at 3%. Again, the question is it more important than the fenced backyard? I guess you'll find out. So there's that. 3+ bedrooms. Yeah, they definitely, so they're going to have themselves and then 2 kids. So definitely 3+ in case they want to have an office or something. 3+ bathrooms, child-friendly neighborhood. That's probably very important to them. And again, if there was anything that was different here, I kind of pre-built this so that it would work for this really fast. So child-friendly neighborhood, 4%. What does that mean? So if we come over here, again, actually we could go up to the fenced backyard. So fenced backyard, what does that mean? So we would give it 100%, 100 out of 100 if it's fenced. If it's not fenced and or needs repairs, that's 50. And if it's no yard, then it's 0. Because can you imagine kids and a dog with no yard? Whew, that sounds like a challenging situation for me. um, Parking situation, 2-car garage. Again, down here, I've kind of split it out a little bit. So 100% for a 2-car garage, 75% if it's a 1-car garage, if it's just a parking pad, 50, if it's street parking, only 25, and if there's no parking, it's 0. I'm assuming that they're looking for a detached house, so I have no underground parking here. Again, 3 bedrooms, that's the kind of side. And then child friendly, that's walking to park/elementary school, and is it 8 minutes or less, they get 100%, and you see how that goes. Alrighty, and then the kitchen open plan. Considering they have a toddler, I'm guessing it's going to be pretty important for them to have eyeballs on them. But is it more important than having 3 bedrooms? Probably not, honestly. So I'm going to put that at a 3, and I'm actually going to pump the 3 bedrooms up a little bit more. Alrighty, child-friendly neighborhood. Is that very important? It might be very important, but I'm actually going to put it down to a 3, and I'm going to add 1% up here to the parking situation. What am I doing with all these like little percentages and everything? This has to stay 100. Okay, it always has to stay 100%, and that's just the way it is, right? That's how we do the calculations. So, child-friendly neighborhood, 3%. Kitchen, is there an ensuite? For me, that's really important, but I didn't really hear if it was important to them, so I'm actually going to drop it down to a 2, just so we have some wiggle room for other things. Close to walking trails. They have a dog, so I'm guessing that, and some children, so I'm guessing they're going to probably want to be outside a little bit. So let's bring it up to 3%. Commute time. They didn't say where they were commuting to, so I'm just going to be using the downtown core as their commute. So 15 minutes or less. And then does the neighborhood fit their values? 2%. We actually have 2% to play with here. So allows pets. I mean, they're definitely going to have to allow pets. So 3% there. Appliances, all new. I'm going to actually bring it up to 3% because they have no renovation budget. And then AC centralized. They didn't say anything about it, but every year it's just getting hotter. So I'm just going to add that, keep that at 2%. If there was something that I would cut, the stuff at the bottom would be what I would cut first. So anyway, so now we have our system all beautiful and all set up. Hopefully you could see all that. And now let's do some shopping. Shopping. Let's see what it looks like. Alrighty. And hopefully you're able to see that whole thing, because I see now here that it wasn't very clear. Alrighty, well, we'll see what happens. Okay, so now we're going to look at Edmonton. Okay, so this is where they're planning on settling down. So they wanted 3+ beds, 3+ baths. We're going to start with just our simple filters here. Property type, they want a residential, and they want a house. I guess they could potentially do a townhouse. Yeah, you know what? Let's go there. Ownership title, let's do freehold, because that will help and show us what's out there in that world. So before I put any kind of pricing on there, I'm just going to search and I'm going to see what shows up. They also didn't give me any kind of indication of what kind of neighborhoods they wanted to be in. Assuming they have children and assuming they have a dog, I'm going to guess they want to be somewhere. I mean, we might as well just go and see what's going on in the south of Edmonton. Ellerslie is a great location. South Edmonton is great. I mean, all places. There's so many great places in Edmonton, but they didn't give us any indication. So let's just rock and roll and see what shakes out. So let's see what's happening in Twin Brooks here. Okay, let's look at these. So we have a couple in here. So let's just go with this 579 one and see what goes. I'm just going to share this tab. And I'm going to split my view here. So hopefully you can see all of that. Okay, so now here, before we start, we're going to go over here to property 1. Okay, step 1. How much is it? 579. We're going to put the purchase price in here. I'm also going to put this realtor link in here because, or else we're going to lose it. And that's not going to help. Okay. And so then immediately I see at this price, it is way above their down payment. Immediately we get a 0 right here. So that's not good. So down here, total cost is 127. Okay. Well, if they really want to be in this house, let's first add some property taxes just so that we know. So if you scroll down here and we go to the property taxes. Oh, did the realtor not add property taxes in here? They didn't. Okay, there's a brochure. Let's look at the brochure quickly. Property taxes. Oh my goodness. This might be one of the first ones I've seen without any property taxes listed. Alrighty, well, then we're going to assume, I'd probably assume about 4,500. Again, if it's less, I can double check that, or you'll double check that. But anyway, so that brings us to total monthly cost is 3,000. Okay, so that's actually below their target monthly. So this is where we play a little bit with the down payment. So anything under 20% in Canada, you have to pay insurance on, and that's just for the lender. So I've already built all that out here. So let's go down to 10%. Okay, so 10%, that does actually bring them underneath their closing costs. So that's awesome. And their monthly cost actually doesn't go over their target monthly. So putting down 10% on this property would actually get them into this property. So let's see what else that is. Sorry, I just clicked something and it did something silly. Okay, so the next thing I look over here. Okay, so this tells me, so affordable down payment plus closing costs, the numbers say that it's going to be about 70,000. Their total down payment is 80,000. So that actually kind of gives them a little bit of space for, I don't know, moving costs. Affordable monthly payment, it is under their 3,600. Affordable monthly renovation budget is 0 because they don't have any. So we'll see if it needs any renovations, then that will unfortunately remove that point on there. Stress test for mortgage rate increase. Okay, that's 37. So that pushes us above the target monthly. Where did I get that? So over here in the stress test land, the remaining balance after 5 years is this much, increased by 2.5%. The new payment actually comes out to 3,700. So that actually pushes it over the stress test. But honestly, everything else is looking good. So let's see if this is a potential property for them. Okay, fenced backyard. Where do we find all this information? Pictures. Yay. So let's take a look and see. I'm just going to scroll. They usually have the backyard here. Oh, nice. There's even a deck and everything. Oh, yeah. That's a great, and some nice big stairs for the little legs. Ooh, I'm going to give that 100% because I just love that. And again, if you're like, what does that mean? I have a little cheat sheet for you right here. Okay. Parking situation. It was a 2-car garage and actually 2-car in the front. That's actually really nice too. Okay, so 100% on that. How many bedrooms is it? Did we see how many bedrooms? 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. Ah, we're just cruising on this one. Yay. Okay. Before we jump to the maps, I'm going to finish going through the pictures and everything just so that we are clear. Okay, so it actually looks like it's a pretty open plan. It has an island and it has a pantry. So down here under my kitchen, open plan with storage, open plan or closed. Open plan with storage, that actually gives us 100% for that. That's amazing. Okay. Okay, now let's look at ensuite. We search for the ensuite. 4-piece ensuite in the primary bedroom. Oh my goodness. Yes, please. 100%, they've got that. Okay, so those are going to be map questions, and then neighborhood fit, we're also going to look at map. So allows pets, it's a freehold, and you can make those decisions yourself. So yes, it does. Appliances, let's just really quickly read. Are there any? open, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Oh, they do have central air conditioning, so that's great. New replacement of all appliances. Wow. Wow. Okay, so appliances all new, 100%. And AC centralized, it certainly is. Okay, this is shaping up to be really beautiful. I'm actually even wondering if maybe they've priced it too low so that they get somewhat of a bidding war going on, but you'll never know until you walk into it. So now let's take a look at our good old Google and see where it is based on everything. Okay, so I just typed in Google, so that's not helpful at all. Google Maps. Okay, let's see where this place is, Let me just share this screen. Share this tab instead. Okay, I hope you see that. Yes, you can. Okay. Alrighty. Oh my gosh. This is great. Okay, so over here, I'm just going to separate my views so that I can see these two together. Why are you not adding to it? Okay, here we are. I don't know if you can see that. Yes, you can. Okay, so first of all, we're going to do, is it child friendly? Okay, so let's see. So we're going to just do to elementary and we'll see how close it is. Okay, so there's a school right here. Is it walkable? 17 minutes. That's definitely too far for little legs to be walking. But I do see that there's like this park down here and there's a playground. So let's see how close it is to the South Terwilligar playground. And that is a 10-minute walk. Okay, a 10-minute walk. Okay. Is there anything closer that you can see? I can't really see anything closer than that. So I think that's the one I'm going to pick. Okay, so 10 minutes. So is it 8 minutes or less to a school? So over here, you'll see my child friendly, walking to a park or walking to school. Honestly, for me, having young children myself, a park is actually a little bit more important than the school because they can always get bus or they can always drive. I can always drive, they're not driving. Imagine that. Anyway, so I'm going to give it a 50 because it is in that 10-minute range based on Google. Okay, close to walking trails. I mean, look at how close that is to the South Terwilligar Pond. They'll have a great time walking with their dog in there. But let's see. So South Terwilligar Pond 5. It is a 6-minute walk. Oh my gosh, look at this. 5 minutes or less. And that's definitely 5 minutes or less. So I'm going to give it 100%. Okay, commute time. Okay, so assuming they work downtown, let's just pick a big, let's say they work at Norquest College. I'm not sure where they work, but this will give us a good indicator. Are they walking to work? Definitely not. So today it's a Saturday morning, and Google tells us that it's about 30 minutes to drive out there. If they're taking transit, it's 42 minutes. So let's just look to see. So commute time, where's it? Okay, 15 minutes or less, 30 minutes or less, or 30 plus minutes. Okay, so they're right on that 30-minute realm. So let's see, arrive by, let's see what happens on a Monday morning, and they want to arrive by 8:30 a.m. Typically 22 to 40 minutes. Okay, so you want to know what? Because we live in a world that is snowy and construction filled based on your season, I'm going to throw it at the 45 minutes because we all know what kind of world we live in sometimes. So 45 minutes is actually 0. Sorry about that. Okay, but let's not be sorry for too long because look at this. So for me, when I look at neighborhood fit, I'm looking at is there a cul-de-sac? Is it on a major road? Is it safe that like my kids could be outside playing or like maybe doing a paper route or something? And definitely for me, that checks the boxes. So that's good. And then let's just check the Edmonton crime map and see how the map is doing. Again, please remember to always check your own data. I'm not going to share this one out just because it changes all the time. And so I don't want to label any like space not a good space just based on one video. So I'm just going into South Terwilliger right now and I'm going to look at it, and it looks very low crime. There's only a couple incidences, but I would expect nothing less from a big city. So honestly, I'm going to give it 100% because it fits my cul-de-sac and it also fits my crime rating. Okay, so all in all, that actually brings us to an 85.5. Anything above a 70, I would go C. But remember, your number one is always your gut. If you walk into the house and you're like, nope, don't like it. Like if you were looking at some of these pictures and you said, nope, you know what? I don't like the fact that there's oak, then maybe that's not for you. And you have to just keep looking. So, okay, so we now know what our property one looks like. Okay, let's go back to shopping even like something else, okay? Let's pick a new, I'm going to share this tab instead. Let's pick a new neighborhood because we already know that there's beautiful things happening in there. Let's pick something maybe a little closer to downtown because you know what, like, I don't know if anybody likes an intense walking commute time. Let's pick, you know what, I've never done anything in Forest Heights. Let's take a look. What's this one? Okay, that is going to be way too high already, we know, based on the price. But you want to know what? Let's just take a look and see, because maybe it's going to be good. So the first thing before I dive into an actual review, I'm going to check the purchase price because my golden rule is do not buy something you can't afford, right? That's the number one rule, the number one rule. Okay, and let's see. Is this another one that doesn't have property taxes? What is going on? This is my, oh, that's a little video. Okay, good for them. Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to use the same data that I had previously, $4,500 for property taxes. What is going on here? Okay. Okay, total down payment is $80,000. It is definitely over that. So let's play here. Actually, immediately here, we can see that the total monthly cost is way too high. So that is not going to be what we evaluate because it's not even worth it. Okay, so we now know that our max price is closer to 600. So let's update that. Okay. Okay, maybe I can see why I've never underwritten anything in Forest Heights. Fair enough. Okay, this kind of looks nice. Otwell. It's got a school right next to it. Let's take a look and see. Let's take a look and see. Again, like knowing neighborhoods is really important. So if you think about submitting something to me, please put your favorite neighborhoods or the neighborhoods that you'd like to be in because it makes it much faster and much easier. Okay, this must be something that they've updated recently because there's no property taxes on any of these. That is wild bananas. I'm just going to see if there's no, that's a walkthrough, more information. And this is a video. So that doesn't help anybody, does it? No. Okay, so then I'm going to come here and I'm going to just keep that at that because I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, so closing costs. Again, that is over, so let's just see, but we are under on the target monthly. So let's go to 10%, and that brings us under. So that is great. that does push our monthly a little bit higher. So maybe even if we did 15%, that's over. So maybe 12%. Okay, 12%. Let's say 12% because that's a nice medium. Monthly cost is still low, like lower than their target monthly, and their closing cost is still under. And it actually has a stress test. It passes the stress test. Yay! Okay, so we've got it all good. Oh, let's not forget to include this link. Do not forget. Never forget. Never forget. Okay, so now let's evaluate. Okay, let's do pictures first. Oh, this looks like it's going to be another good one. Okay, so I can see that there's lots of apples, so hopefully you like picking up apples. But it does actually look like it's fully fenced. It does look like there could use a little bit of work, but honestly, I'm not looking for that. The fence does look broken right there, so I think I will actually give it. It looks pretty good, but like depending on what your dog is like, you know what? I'll give it a 75 because it is fenced and there needs a little bit of repair, but nothing that just a slap of wood won't help, you know? Okay, parking situation. Let's look. Is there a garage? Garage. Okay, there's a single detached garage. Okay. So that is okay. Let's detached garage. Okay, detached garage. Okay, so over here, it's a 1-car garage, so it's going to be 75. They have 2 cars, so hopefully somebody is okay parking on the road. Okay, 5 bedrooms, so that's definitely 100%. 3 bathrooms, definitely 100%. Again, let's look at all the things that require pictures first. So, is it a open plan kitchen? Let's look. Okay, so I'm seeing. I mean, the flooring is beautiful. Oh my gosh! And whoever took these pictures knows how to take pictures. Okay, so we've got a little breakfast nook. Oh, that's a lot of nice workspace. And if you like the classic look, and it is a very big space, but it's not open plan. If my kids were playing over here, I wouldn't be able to see them. So it's definitely not open plan. So what does that mean? It's closed. It gets a 0. Sorry about it. Okay, is there anything else that I need to look at? I don't think so. Okay, so now let's look for ensuite. There's no ensuite mentioned, so nothing. And again, this is me just doing it really fast. If you wanted to like really look through all the pictures, be my guest. But yeah. Okay, so allows pets. Yes, it does, because it's a house that you own. Appliances. Let's look, really quickly look and see. Appliances. Well, I mean, it's a good thing that the appliances are included. Brand new furnace. Okay. Okay, so in that case, let's actually take a look. Oh, look at that, a double oven. That's cool. I thought I saw. Okay, I wouldn't say they're brand new, but I would say they're in good condition. Like, it's pretty good condition. So, again, your inspection will kind of give you a little more information there. Appliances. So, no new appliances needed. 1 to 2 appliances needed. 3+ appliances needed. I mean, they're not brand new, but they're still working, so I'm going to give it a 50. Okay, do they have AC? AC, air conditioning, they do not. It's a 0. Okay, alrighty, let's jump into our map. Okay, alrighty. So I'm actually going to share. I'm actually going to split that. Sorry about that. This is what I wanted to share. Share this tab instead. And I'm going to split that view. Okay. Now you can see the road. Yes, you can. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's assume that this person is still working at Norquest. Okay, so if they live in Otwell, at the same time we said, it would be a 9 to 18 minute commute. So 15 minutes or less, assuming it's the higher one, we're going to give it a 50. Okay, so 50, that's pretty good. Okay, let's see if it's close to any walking trails. Okay, there's lots of different library close by. There's a charter school. There's a little playground. There's a little walking path. And what's over here? Oh, another school. Okay, there's no playground at this school. There's a baseball diamond. I guess this is a playground probably. Okay. Okay, so then let's pick walking to this school, because between those two schools, that looks like it's the closest. So the Wise Charter School is a 4-minute walk. Okay, so then they'd actually be able to access this playground, assuming it's not blocked off. And it doesn't look like it is based on here, so that's good. Okay, but so let's go over here. Child friendly, 8 minutes or less to a school or park. Yes, correct. Okay, close to walking trails. Do you see any walking trails? There's like lots of schools, and I mean, there's this Finland Park. I did see like this. Do we consider that a park? Walking trails? Not really. Okay, let's just do the Mike Finland Park. And that takes about 20 minutes to walk there. So, oh, there's a Capilano Ravine. Okay, that might be a nicer place to go. Doesn't look like there's any walking here. Okay, so based on that, let's take a look here. Close to walking, 5 minutes or less. Again, I'm talking about this dog, right? And no, so it's going to be a 0. Unless you count that as a little walking trail, but I don't know if I do. Okay, neighborhood fit and values. So first of all, let's look to see where it's living. Okay, so these are going to be some school zones here, so it's going to be nice and slow. But this does look like it's a main thoroughfare, that North Road. And the house doesn't actually face onto it. It faces a road just to the right of it. So, I mean, it is a little bit slower. It is right on a main road though. So honestly, that kind of brings me down a little bit. But let's go to see what it looks like on, and again, I'm not showing this because it changes so often and all that. Okay, so I'm looking at it and okay. I would say it's a little bit higher crime than the other one was. So you know what? Because not value aligned, but it still has some nice features to it, I'm gonna give it a 25 because it's not 100% bad, right? Okay, so all in all, we just finished reviewing this whole property. So if we go up to the matrix now, you can see that this property is actually a little bit, it didn't rate just as well as this other one. However, this other one is still rated really nicely. So they both rated, actually. I've purchased a house that hits a 76. So an 80 is beautiful. Okay, let's do one last one before I let you go. And let's actually separate that. And let's go back to here. And I'm going to share this instead. Okay. And now let's go to the north. Let's go to the north. You know what? Let's go like way up here. Yeah. Okay. This is nice. It looks like there's some nice walking trails and everything here. So let's take a look. Oh, look at these windows. This makes me excited. Okay, I'm going to share this tab. Okay, you can see it. Everything is good. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to go to our third property. Okay, alrighty. So let me just split this so that I can see it very clearly and quickly. Oh my goodness, look at those windows. At first I see like lots of expense and everything, but I also just see lots of light, and we live in such a dark area. So, okay, let's see. So we're gonna put, purchase price. We're gonna keep this in here because or else I'm blind. Okay, let's see. No property taxes, I'm guessing, because they decided that that's no longer something to include. Cool. Okay, I'll build something into the spreadsheet that will help with property taxes now that they don't include them. So love that for us. Okay, it is way over our total monthly down payment. So let's wiggle this down. 10%. Okay, so we're under. Nice. And we're under. Looks like we can afford it barely. Because if the stress hits, then we won't be able to afford our monthly payments. So let's see if I can like wiggle it down just a little bit. Let's see how much we're over. Oh, we're over significantly. Let's see, 12%. Ooh, 11%. Okay, still not really doing anything, but 11% is better than 10%. So we'll do that. Okay, so I mean, straight off, my heart already sings at this property, but it's not for me. So let's take a look. Okay, so let's start with the pictures. Oh, look at that. Nice big fenced yard, 2 nice trees, and a deck. The kiddos might fall through there, but that's okay. They'll learn really quickly that that's pretty dark and a little tunnely. So, okay, fenced backyard, definitely fenced, and the fence looks like it's in good condition. Parking situation, it is a 2-car garage. And it looks like a nice big lot, so I'm going to give it 100% for that too. Is it a 3-bedroom? Before we do that, let's go and look at the kitchen. The kitchen is in here. Okay. Okay, so the kitchen has a nice peninsula. It has storage. Look at that storage. Oh, it even has a window. And look at that. Oh my gosh, 100%. I'm giving it 100. Okay. Okay, and then everything else, let's just take a look and see what the description tells us. Ensuite. That's not sweet. 100%. Yay. Okay, 3-bedroom, 3-bath. It absolutely does. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then we're going to look at, okay, allows pets. Yes, because it's freehold. Appliances. So they do say that it comes with everything, so that's good, but it doesn't say when they were last updated. Okay, let's just really quickly read. Oh, it's an oversized garage. That's nice. Walk-in closet. Nice. Okay. Okay. So it doesn't say anything about new appliances, so I'm going to give it a 50 because it looks like they're all pretty nice and like new-ish, you know, like this looks like it's in good condition. I don't see any marks. These all look like they're in pretty good condition. Do I love that they're on that side? Not really, but it's okay. So I'm going to give it a 50. We can dive into different videos, all of my little random decisions and why I like certain things certain ways. But that doesn't have to be this video. So, okay, air conditioning. So they don't have any air conditioning, so 0. And that's going to be expensive to install in that house, if that's important for you. Okay, so now let's look at what does it look like on the map. Oh, I just love doing this. Thank you for being here with me because I just love it. Share this tab instead. I'm going to split this view. You can see it. Yes, you can. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see how far it is to walk to Mike, Finland. Okay, no, just kidding. Okay, first of all, Norquest. Okay, Norquest College. We're not walking, we're driving. And again, it's arriving on Monday at 8:30 a.m. How long does it take us to drive? So it takes us 18 to 35 minutes. So we're going to pick the 35-minute, of course, because that's what we've been doing for everything else. Again, remember when you're doing your own, always try to evaluate the same metrics that you're using, because or else it just gets a little bit wild and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so commute time is 0. Okay, close to walking trails. Let's take a look. Oh my gosh. Well, there's a nice walking trail around this. And if you wanted to walk over here, that's also nice. Oh, look at how big these walkways are. Oh my gosh, is this a path too? Whoa. Okay. Don't get excited. Just evaluate. Okay. Let's say we're going to May King Wan Lake. And we're going to walk to it. Okay, so that takes about 6 minutes to walk. And that is the closest one. Let's see how close it is to walk to Ozerna. Ozerna Park. Okay, but it's telling you that you have to go all the way through, even though I see that there's a way to walk through right here. So, okay, so 12 minutes, 6 minutes. Honestly, it is over 5 minutes. It's not just right down the road, so it would be a 50. So I'm giving it a 50. Okay, neighborhood. Okay, so it does look like there's it's a nice park too. Okay, so it looks like there's a park right there. So there's 12 minutes. There's also, another one. Okay, wait, I'm gonna do this one. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this walk, 7 minutes. That's 8 minutes or less to a school or park. Excellent. It's 100%. Great. Okay, neighborhood fit. This is our last one. Is it a fit for us? Let's check. So it is on a nice, quiet cul-de-sac kind of thing. So that's actually very nice. So that's good. Now, so that's a big plus for me, but let's see what it looks like on the crime mapping, because that is where, well, that zoom works really too well. Okay. Ozena, right? It was this. Honestly, a little bit more crime than I was expecting. Okay. Yeah, because the house we were looking at is right around there. Okay, it's about the same as what we were seeing in that second house. So I'm going to give it a, what did I give that second house? I gave it a 25. I'm going to give this one a 50, because I really like the location, but I am seeing a little bit of more crime activity. So, and again, it might just be what it is, right? It's a big city, so it is what it is. Okay, so all in all, that actually brings us to 81, which, let's go back to the matrix. 81 is our lowest rating of the three. So, I mean, my top thing would be go see that Twin Brooks one, or Twin Brooks. Why do I keep saying Twin Brooks? Go see that Twilliger one. Go see every single one of them, because they're all over 80. And then kind of see if, lead by gut for sure. The one that is the squishiest on a financial standpoint is definitely the first and the third one. But it all depends on what it feels like when you walk in. What does it smell like? Is it beautiful? Not beautiful as in, does it look beautiful, but is there light? Do you like the flow? All that kind of stuff. So it's really important to go walk those properties when you are searching for a house like this. Alrighty, so I think that actually pretty much brings us to the end. So yeah, so those top 3 things. Again, if you want access to this, you just submit that form and I will work with you and get that kind of stuff going. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot. As you can see, I'm just starting out, so please subscribe and comment. And follow me on Facebook if you want to, or on Instagram. I'll be everywhere. Alrighty, thank you so much. And remember, don't forget to submit that form if you want me to take a look at your neighborhood or what you want to purchase or buy. I'm more than happy to help you find the dream of your homes, the home of your dreams. Alrighty.